Hey guys, Jennifer Page with J Page Designs back again. I'm going to be doing a 48 by 60 flip cup, but with some negative space. So if you guys have been watching my videos, you know that I try to do these, or I have been doing them in house paint. Well, I bought the supplies for this project before I discovered house paint, so I'm going to be using Liquitex, and it'll be really interesting to me to see just the difference between the two. So this is for a single guy, so he wants kind of some manly colors. We're going to be doing Liquitex Bronze, Green Gray, Gold, Grayish Blue, Naples Yellow, and my favorite, Payne's Gray. So stay tuned. Okay, getting ready to start mixing up my paints. For projects that are large like this one, I buy these 2-quart containers. I got them from the dollar store and they've been really handy. And then I also sometimes use these Arby's cups for smaller amounts. So I've measured out about how much I need. I know from doing the first really large flip cup, for me, what seems to work is I take the square inches of the canvas and I divide by 10. So 48 by 60, I think, got me to 2,880 square inches. Divide by 10, that's 288 ounces of pourable paint. So then I have 6 colors. These 4 kind of are dominant colors, and then these 2 are just kind of accents. So I figured out that for the dominant colors, I need about 58 ounces of each. And then I'm going to do somewhere around 29, 28 ounces of the other 2. So I am going to just start mixing here and we'll get going. So you see me mixing here. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I spent all this time mixing all this paint, had the canvas prepped out on the table, put all the paint down, was happy, totally happy with the end result, walked away, came back the next morning, and it basically had all slid to one side, completely ruined. The mistake that I made, my floor is level and my table is level, but I had done a previous pour and had not completely cleaned up the pads underneath, had some paper towels and stuff still on there, and I guess it was just enough to create an angle that made it all slide to one side. So I am going to fast forward through this and take you guys over to where I scrape and restart, and you can pick up with me there. Now, what I will tell you is I did not replace all of those colors with the Liquitex and the Amsterdam paints. I went back and purchased house paints that matched. So here we go. So here is the original end result prior to the mishap of it all sliding to the bottom. I was pretty happy with it, took pictures and video of it and sent it to the customer. He was thrilled, and then I got up the next morning. So that's that. And here we are after it's scraped and ready to start over. Okay, so here I am. I think I've layered 10 different cups of paint, and I just use a little tile to help me flip them over and place them on the canvas. And then, yeah, it's pretty simple flip cup. You just start removing them, and I like to do kind of one layer at a time to see how far the paint will travel, so I kind of know where to put the next cups. And then we just start torching and tilting. Now you see here I'm kind of moving the cup around a little bit before I pick it up. All that I'm really doing there is getting the canvas wet so that it's easier for the paint to flow. Because sometimes, you know, with a dry canvas, it doesn't want to move there, so I try to get it wet so that it will all move together. You'll see when I start tilting, I did run into a couple of spots that just did not want to cover, and that happens a lot of times. I end up just picking up paint that's already dripped over the edge and putting it back on, and that usually takes care of it. But like you see here, I went ahead and flipped those, and now I'm coming back with the next row of paint to kind of see, all right, where should I lay this down? So if you want to fast forward here, obviously you can. Not a whole lot else other than just putting these down and flipping them, and then you'll see here in a little bit where I get to the tilting. All right, all cups are flipped, and now I'm just bringing the torch in to bring some cells up. Honestly, by the time I got through flipping all 10 cups, a lot of the cells had already appeared. I was able to get some smaller ones to pop up, but I didn't really want a lot of small ones. I kind of wanted some larger ones. So you'll notice that I don't really torch a lot. So now I'm moving into tilting it some, and man, I tell you what, it was so heavy. There was a lot of paint, and it really was heavy, especially trying to tilt from that opposite side of where I am right now, just because there's a table there and it was hard to get to it. And then just really trying to control the composition. So here at first, I'm really just trying to spread the paint as much as I can without ruining the composition, but you kind of always have to keep that in mind, because if you tilt something off of the canvas that you want as part of the composition, there's obviously no putting it back. So it's a delicate balance of, you know, covering the canvas and getting all the paint, you know, to cover the spots, and making sure that you keep a composition that's pleasing and that you like. So, but I definitely had plenty of paint, as you'll see here. So the rest of this is really just me trying to get everything covered. You'll see at some points I come back in with my spatula and I'll pick stuff up off the table, and I'll do the sides. I may do a corner here and there, which I feel like the flip cup is pretty forgivable in that aspect, and that you can do stuff like that, you know, pick paint up off the table and put it back on. Here's my 21-year-old helping me get it back on the risers. So yeah, once I'm done here, I will bring you in for a close-up, and then in a week or so when it's dry, I will take some final pictures before I figure out how to finish it. That's always the hardest part for me. Do I go matte? Do I go glossy? Do I go satin? I don't think I'll go glossy with this one just because it's super manly, and I don't know that shiny is right for this. I'd love to know your thoughts. I asked that on my last piece, and I got a lot of really good advice and thoughts about how to finish my last one, so feel free to chime in on this one too and tell me what you think. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all the kind comments and the likes and the subscribes. Hope you guys have a great day and take care. And here it is, all done. I'm actually happier with this piece than the first one, so not all was lost. And surprisingly, another really good result from the Sherwin Williams To Go paint. I really recommend you guys try it out. Thanks for hanging with me. I will add some dried results pictures here next. Y'all have a great day.